Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today, we're tackling something really essential for anyone thinking about Portugal or already there.
Absolutely. Health insurance.
Exactly. It can seem complicated, but we're going to cut through that. Think of this as, well, your guide to making smart choices. For visas, for just feeling secure day to day.
It's more than just paperwork, isn't it? It's fundamental. Peace of mind, access to care when you need it.
Right. So we're going to unpack the options, the differences,
Yeah,
some surprising things in there too, ready to get you properly informed.
let's do it. Understanding the system is key to, well, really settling in and feeling comfortable in your new home. We'll get into the details.
Okay, so first up, let's talk about the structure. Portugal basically has this dual system, right?
That's the core of it, yes. You've got the public side and the private side.
The public one, that's the SNS,
Uh-huh.
the Serviço Nacional de Saúde.
Precisely. That's the National Health Service. It provides essential care for all legal residents, and that includes expats, once they're contributing to Social Security.
So it's a big part of the system for everyone living there legally.
A huge part. And it covers quite a bit: hospital services, emergency care, your local doctor at the health center, usually with small copays. They call them taxes moderadoras.
Okay, small copays.
Yeah.
But what about things like, say, dental or getting glasses?
That's where it gets limited. Basic, dental, and vision, not really covered comprehensively by the SNS. That's a key point.
Gotcha. And getting it to the SNS, it's not automatic when you land, is it? Say for our friend Alex, the expat.
No, there's a process. Alex would need legal residency first. Then they need to be paying into Social Security.
Okay.
After that, they get an SNS user number, the número de utente, and then register at their local health center. So, yeah, it takes a few steps.
Which leads us neatly into private insurance, I guess. Because
Yeah.
if you're non-EU, you need that for the visa application.
Right. Mandatory. For that initial residency visa, Alex absolutely has to show proof of private health insurance. No way around it.
But then, even once Alex gets the SNS number, you're saying people often keep the private cover. Why is that?
Several reasons. Often, it's about speed, getting to see a specialist much faster than you might through the public system.
Okay, speed makes sense.
And coverage. Much better dental and vision benefits, usually. Access to private hospitals and clinics. Plus, it covers some services that the SNS might not cover fully, or where there are long waits.
Right, so it fills the gaps and adds convenience, essentially.
You could put it that way, yes. More choice, faster access.
So let's dig into the types of private cover. There's comprehensive health insurance, Seguro de Saúde. What does that usually mean in practice?
Generally, that's the real deal. It covers your outpatient needs, doctor visits, exams, diagnostic tests.
Like blood tests, x-rays, that sort of thing.
Exactly. And then hospitalization is key. Surgery, the cost of the room, treatments while you're admitted.
What about major stuff, like cancer treatment or long-term conditions?
Usually included, yes. Serious illness cover, like for oncology or chronic conditions, is typically part of a comprehensive plan. Maternity benefits, too, often.
And dental. You mentioned that was limited on the SNS.
Right. Private plans often have dental options, sometimes basic, sometimes more extensive, maybe even things like wellness checks, preventative care.
Okay, that sounds pretty thorough. But then there's this other thing you hear about. Planos de saúde, health plans.
Ah, yes, and this is critical. Seriously, everyone needs to understand this distinction.
Okay, lay it on us.
You might see these planos de saúde advertised for like 10, 15 euro a month. Super cheap.
Sounds too good to be true.
It often is, depending on what you expect, because a plano de saúde is basically just a discount card. It gives you lower prices for services within their network.
So like a discount on a consultation, maybe.
Exactly, but it does not cover the big things. Surgery, hospitalization, treatment for a sudden, serious illness. A plano won't cover those costs. That's what true insurance, the Seguro de Saúde, is for.
Wow. Okay, so you could be paying monthly thinking you're covered for emergencies, but you're actually not.
Precisely. You must check if you're buying actual insurance or just a discount plan. Getting that wrong, well, it could be financially catastrophic if something serious happens. Always ask, does this cover major hospitalization and surgery?
That's a huge takeaway. Okay, let's talk cost then. For the actual Seguro de Saúde, what kind of prices are we looking at? I assume it varies wildly.
It does. Age, coverage level, your health, all the usual factors apply.
Give us some ballpark figures. like for basic cover.
Really basic entry-level stuff, maybe starting around €6 to €10 a month, but that's going to be very limited networks, limited services.
Okay, so not really comprehensive. What about for, say, someone in their 30s or 40s looking for decent cover?
For comprehensive, yeah, maybe $20 to $50 a month could be in that range.
And older, say 50 plus.
That's where it jumps. You're looking at €50 to €100 a month, potentially more, especially as you get older.
And family plans.
Families could be anywhere from €100 to €250 a month, depending on size and coverage. Premium plans, top-tier stuff, can easily be 100, 200 plus per person per month.
So what are the main things driving those costs up or down? Age, obviously.
Age is a huge one, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially after 55, premiums can really climb in Portugal. That's something to budget for.
What else? Pre-existing conditions?
Definitely. They play a big role. Also, your coverage limits how much the policy will pay out. And deductibles, the amount you pay first.
Right. Higher deductible usually means lower premium.
Correct. And whether you stick to the insurer's network of doctors and hospitals, or if you want the freedom to go anywhere, that affects cost. Plus any extras like comprehensive dental or vision riders.
Okay, makes sense. So who are the companies actually offering these plans in Portugal, the local ones?
You see a few big names pop up again and again. Medis is one. They're part of a JS Seguros big network. And crucially, they often have English-speaking support, which is helpful.
Medis, okay. Who else?
Multicare. They're part of Fidelidade, which is actually Portugal's largest insurance group. So lots of options there, wide hospital network.
Right.
And you'll also hear about Advanced Care. They're interesting. They manage a network that several different insurance companies use. Often have competitive prices, focus on preventative care too.
So those are the main local players.
Right.
What about international insurers? People moving might already have something or prefer a global brand?
Absolutely. Companies like Cigna Global are an option. They offer worldwide coverage, good English support, but the premiums tend to be higher. Good for people who travel a lot, maybe.
Cigna, okay. Any others?
Alliance Care is another big international name. They also offer global plans, direct billing networks in many places, quite comprehensive.
So you've got local Portuguese options
Yeah.
and these big international ones. What are the main pros and cons comparing the two?
Good question. The local Portuguese insurance, usually the big advantage is cost. Lower premiums if you only need cover in Portugal.
Makes sense.
And they're set up for direct billing with local hospitals and clinics. The policies are designed for the Portuguese system, they meet visa requirements, and some, like Meris, have that English support.
What are the downsides then?
Main one is limited cover outside Portugal. If you travel, it might not be enough. Documentation might be mostly in Portuguese, though less of an issue now sometimes. Might need a Portuguese bank account too.
Okay. And the international plans. The advantage is...
Worldwide coverage mainly.
Yeah.
Portability, if you move again, the plan can often come with you. Support is usually in English. Sometimes higher coverage limits, global direct billing networks.
And the drawback.
Cost. Significantly higher premiums generally. And sometimes dealing with local providers in Portugal. They might be less familiar with direct billing for some international plans, so you might end up paying up front and claiming back more often.
Right. Reimbursement hassle. Okay, that's a clear trade-off. Now, something you mentioned earlier, waiting periods. Periodos de carencia. What are those about?
Yeah, these are important to know about before you sign up. It's basically a period after your policy starts when you can't claim for certain things.
Like what, for example?
Well, for routine stuff like seeing a specialist or getting tests, ambulatory care might be a 30 to 60-day wait. For non-urgent surgery, could be longer, maybe 3 to 6 months. Maternity is a big one, usually a 10 or 12-month waiting period before cover kicks in.
Wow, so you need to plan well ahead for having a baby.
Absolutely. Dental procedures often have waits too, maybe 6 months. The good news is accidents are usually covered immediately, no waiting period for emergencies.
That's reassuring. What about things that are just never covered?
Yeah.
Exclusions.
Yeah, every policy has them. Pre-existing conditions are often excluded, at least for a period, or might have premium loadings.
Right.
Cosmetic surgery is almost always out. Fertility treatments like IVF usually excluded. Treatment for substance abuse, experimental treatments, those are common exclusions.
So reading that exclusions list is pretty vital then.
Absolutely critical. Along with the waiting periods. It means you need to plan ahead, understand what you're covered for, and when you're covered for it. Avoid nasty surprises later.
Definitely. Okay, let's pivot slightly to visas, because insurance is tied so closely to that process for many people.
It really is. Different visas have slightly different specific requirements.
Take the D7 visa, the passive income one. What does Alex need for that?
For the D7, Alex needs comprehensive health coverage. It has to be valid for the initial visa period. They generally accept policies from Portuguese insurers or recognized international ones. Interestingly, they don't usually specify a minimum euro amount of cover, just that it's adequate.
Okay. And the golden visa?
Golden visa also requires private health insurance, mandatory. Needs to cover the main applicant and any family members included, again, demonstrate adequate coverage. The upside is, once you get residency through the golden visa, you can then register for the SNS.
Ah, good to know. What about the digital nomad visa? That's newer.
For the DNV, you need either travel insurance or health insurance. Must cover the entire planned stay. Often, international policies are maybe slightly preferred just for flexibility, but a Portuguese one that meets the duration requirement should also work.
Right, so check the specific visa requirements carefully. Now, once someone like Alex is actually in Portugal, settled, what are your top tips for managing the insurance side of things, getting started?
First thing, compare quotes. Don't just take the first one you see. Use a comparison site maybe, like Comparajar, or talk to a broker. Get at least 3 quotes.
Good advice anywhere.
Read the fine print. We keep saying it, but exclusions, limits, waiting periods. Know what you're buying.
Yeah.
Think about your actual needs. Are you generally healthy? Do you travel a lot? Don't pay for cover you don't need, but don't skimp on essentials either.
Find the right balance.
Exactly. Check if your employer offers a plan many do in Portugal. And if you're from the EU, keep hold of your EREXI card for travel within Europe. It's still useful.
Okay, solid starting tips. What about once you're living there, maybe a few months or a year in?
Right. Well, first, register for the SNS as soon as you're eligible. Get that número de utente. It's your backup, your foundation.
Even if you keep private insurance?
Yeah, I'd say so. Many people maintain private insurance alongside SNS for the better access, broader cover we talked about. Use network providers with your private plan whenever possible. It saves you money and hassle.
Makes sense.
Keep every single receipt, every fatura, if you need to claim reimbursement, critical. And review your policy every year. Your needs change, your health changes, maybe your budget changes. Make sure it still fits.
Annual review. Good point. Any tips for saving a bit of money on premiums?
Yeah, a few things. See if you can bundle it with other insurance home. Some companies offer discounts.
Okay.
Paying annually instead of monthly sometimes saves a small percentage. If you're comfortable with it, choosing a higher deductible will lower the monthly premium.
But you pay more out of pocket if you claim.
Exactly. It's a trade-off.
Right.
Stick to in-network providers. That's usually the cheapest way to use the plan. And take advantage of any wellness benefits. Free checkups or screenings can help you stay healthy and avoid bigger costs down the line.
Smart. Now, what about different stages of life? Does the advice change for families or seniors or someone self-employed?
It does, yeah. For families, the good news is kids are often covered free or cheaper on a parent's policy. But remember that maternity waiting period, 10-12 months? Plan ahead. Check the pediatric network too. Make sure your preferred doctors are included. School sometimes provides supplemental accident insurance, which is helpful.
Okay, and for seniors, we mentioned costs go up.
Significantly, especially after 55 or 60. Some insurers even have maximum entry ages, like 65 or 70, though some specialize in older expats. Pre-existing condition coverage is absolutely vital to check carefully. Many seniors find a balance by using the SNS for basics and getting a supplementary private plan for faster access or specific needs.
Makes sense. And self-employed folks, like Alex, maybe.
Yeah, if you're self-employed, you're bearing the full cost yourself, no employer contribution. So budgeting is key. Look into potential tax deductions for health expenses, depending on your structure. Sometimes business insurance packages might include health options, and check professional associations. Sometimes they offer group rates.
Good tips. Okay, let's briefly cover making a claim. How does that usually work?
Depends. If you go to an in-network doctor or hospital, it's often direct billing. You show your insurance card, pay any copay or deductible, and the insurer settles the rest directly. Easy.
And out of network?
Usually you pay the full amount yourself up front. Then you gather all the paperwork, bills, reports, and submit a claim to your insurer for reimbursement. More admin involved.
What about emergencies?
In a true emergency, go to the nearest appropriate hospital, public or private. Get the care you need. Then you generally need to notify your insurance company within 24 to 48 hours.
Okay. And for big planned things like surgery?
Pre-authorization is almost always required. You need to get approval from the insurer before the procedure happens, otherwise they might not cover it.
Right. Get the green light first. What paperwork do you typically need for a reimbursement claim?
You'll need the medical reports, ideally in Portuguese, but sometimes English is okay depending on the insurer. Critically, you need itemized bills, those faturas we mentioned, copies of prescriptions if relevant, and the insurer's specific claim form filled out correctly.
Keep good records, basically.
Absolutely essential.
Now, what about transitioning? Say Alex started with an international plan for the visa, but now wants a local Portuguese one. How does that work?
Good question. The key is to avoid any gaps in coverage. So maintain the international policy until the local one is fully active. Don't cancel one before the other starts.
Okay, overlap them.
Yes. And register for the SNS as soon as possible anyway. Once settled, compare local options thoroughly. You might even decide to keep a basic international plan just for travel alongside a local Portuguese plan for daily life. And make sure your visa status remains compliant if your insurance changes.
Got it. Let's talk dental and vision quickly. You said they're often limited.
Yeah, standard health plans often only include very basic dental vision or require an extra add-on, a rider.
So for dental, what are the options usual?
You might get basic cover included, like one checkup and cleaning a year. Or you can pay extra for a more comprehensive dental rider, which might cover fillings, extractions, maybe even some orthodontics or prosthetics, but usually with an annual limit. Maybe 500 euro, 1,000 euros, sometimes 2,000 euros a year. Using dentists within the plan's network is almost always cheaper.
And vision. Similar story.
Pretty similar. Eye exams might be covered under the main plan or the rider, but glasses and contact lenses, usually there are quite strict limits on how much they'll reimburse per year or every 2 years. Things like LASIK surgery are almost always excluded, so check carefully if it's included or needs a separate add-on.
Okay, so manage expectations for dental and vision. Are there other types of insurance people should maybe think about alongside health insurance?
Yeah, for overall protection, it's worth considering. Travel insurance is important if your main health plan doesn't cover you well abroad. Life insurance, especially if you have dependents. Maybe legal protection insurance in case of disputes over healthcare. And specific accident insurance could offer extra cover beyond the main health policy, adds layers of security.
Good points. Okay, we have covered a lot of ground here. This has been a real deep dive into Portuguese health insurance.
Hopefully helpful.
Definitely. So just to recap the big takeaways. First, figure out your status visa applicant resident. That dictates your immediate needs.
Right.
Second, really think about what level of cover you need. Basic SNS top-up, full private, international.
Assess your personal situation.
Third, get multiple quotes, at least 3. Compare them properly.
Don't skip that step.
Fourth, read the fine print, exclusions, waiting periods, networks, know the details.
Important.
And finally, apply early, especially if it's linked to a visa. Give yourself plenty of time.
Absolutely. If you connect all this back, it really is about building that secure foundation for your life in Portugal. Understanding these insurance options is just, well, it's a critical piece of the puzzle. It lets you relax and actually enjoy everything the country has to offer. So the question for you, the listener, is, what kind of safety net fits your specific journey?
A perfect thought to end on. This has been incredibly insightful. Thanks so much.
My pleasure.
And thank you for joining us on the deep dive. Keep exploring, keep asking questions. We'll catch you on the next one.